Chapter 14. The Auction Block. No one knew quite how it happened, but after Justin Morgan died, his full name was given to the little horse. When Joel heard about it, he was glad. "The schoolmaster'd be proud to fasten his name on Bub," he said. The slow seasons wore on, summer and the high sun making shimmers of heat along the fields. Winter with indigo shadows riding across the snow. Spring moving in with pale blossoms and wild bees humming. Then summer again. Around and around went the seasons, while the schoolmaster's horse served the sheriff on Woodstock. Then one day Robert Evans went to the sheriff, wanting to buy the little stallion. To Evans' astonishment, Mr. Rice nodded. "My days as sheriff will be done come July," he said, "and a horse be a luxury I can no longer afford. Besides, the critter actually grows stronger as I grow weaker. For a fact, man, my bones is getting too old and creaky to go galloping over the countryside on a spunky stallion like him." Robert Evans had land of his own now, and Justin Morgan was soon back in harness, working the sun up and working it down. What amazed Joel and everyone else was that instead of growing thin and poor with work, he grew stout and sturdy. He seemed to work for the fun of it, as if he enjoyed the very sounds and smells of work. Tug chains going jingle jangle, sledge runners squeaking over frozen snow, and the misty, moisty fragrance and freshly turned earth. He took each morning as it came, and at twilight, when he should have been bedded down for the night, he was used by one of or the other of Mr. Evans's family. Often Mistress Evans, with the tiny baby on her lap, drove him to a quilting party. Then he stepped along ever so carefully. He seemed to know she was a timorous soul. But if Amantha, the eldest daughter and a natural-born horsewoman, rode him to town, he galloped fast and bold, like some high-mettled thoroughbred. Neighbors, admiring these qualities in Justin Morgan, now brought their mares to him to be bred. The colts he fathered sometimes took on the color of the dam, but there all likeness to her stopped. The bold eye, the closely coupled body, the easy gaits, the honest disposition were all Justin Morgan's. In spite of the horse's help, Robert Evans failed to make his farm pay, and one day Justin Morgan was up for sale in front of the sheriff's office in Randolph. Joel was helping a journeyman saddle his horse behind the inn when he heard the news. "For land's sake, boy, is the horse anything to you?" the man asked as he saw Joel turn pale. "Aye, sir. 'Twas me who gentled him. 'Tis me who wants to buy him." "You don't say. Well, come along, lad. We can ride double, and I'll drop ye off at the auction block." Joel ran quickly into the inn and came out clutching his 5 silver dollars. This was the first time he had ever left without his master's permission. But there was not a moment to lose. Once little Bub was his, he thought as he climbed up behind the journeyman, Miller Chase would be glad. He could help in the logging and in ever so many ways. "Please, sir," Joel urged, "could you jiggle the lines and hurry your mare along?" The journeyman clucked, and the old mare responded with a listless trot. "You figure the miller'll let you keep a horse?" came the friendly question. "Yes, sir," Joel gulped. "That is, I'm pretty sure, sir." The sheriff himself was leading Bub onto the auction block when Joel arrived. In the front row of a big gathering, a moon-faced man waddled forward. $1 silver, my offer," he said in a rough, croaking voice. I have $1, the sheriff's voice intoned. "Who'll make it to 2? Who'll make it to 2? "I'll make it 2, came Joel's quick cry. In his mind, he saw the big man astride, weighing little Bub down until his back went sag and ugly. The sheriff's jaw fell open. "Well, well," he exclaimed. "A bound boy makes it $2. I have $2. I have $2. Who'll make it 10?" The moon-faced man raised 3 fat fingers. $3 I'm offered. I have $3. Who'll make it? $3 and a half. Joel's voice had eagerness in it now. No one else seemed to be bidding, and he still had money left. 4.5, laughed the moon-faced man. 5, please, the thin voice sank. And now all around Joel, other voices were raised, brisk, confident voices, making big, fine bids. The boy looked down at the $5 in his hand, and they seemed to shrink and shrivel like bacon over a hot fire. He tried to pinch off the tears that grew out of his disappointment. He folded his pocket handkerchief, and one of the schoolmaster had left him, the one that the schoolmaster had left him, around the dollars, and put them inside his shirt. Then he made his way over to the auction block, where the little horse stood small and brave. "Feller," he said, low voice, "reckon you can't understand why I don't buy you, eh?" The Morgan funneled his ears toward Joel. Then he reached out with his nose to gather in the boy's scent. A whicker of recognition escaped him. "Listen, feller," Joel whispered, while the bidding went higher and higher. "Next time I'll have a pocket full of money. See if I don't. And I'll give you a green meadow with a creek snaking through it. And I'll give you a fine stable with a thick bed of straw. And I'll give you sweet hay and all the corn and oats you should eat. And I'll give you a blanket in winter. And I'll rub you proper night and morning." When he could think of nothing more to give, he ran his strong hands over the horse's muscles and then felt of his own. "Hard as flint," he nodded. "Yes, just as I said. You and me is growing big together. Well, almost together," he added with a twisted smile. "Joel!" The boy turned around to face Miller Chase. "Knew I'd find you here. We both got to hyper on home now, or the missus'll want a lot of explaining." "But the bidding," Joel said. "'Tain't over. We gotta know who buys little Bub." "We'll know all right, son. Being landlord of an inn has got advantages. 'Tain't nothing we don't hear, sometimes afore it happens." Miller Chase was right. That evening the inn was lively as an anthill with comings and goings. "You should have heard the bidding," Nathan Nye said, thumping a new arrival on the back. "It waxed hotter and hotter until a carpenter laid down $65 in hard money and led the horse away." But what Mr. Nye did not know was that in walking Justin Morgan home, the carpenter was stopped by a dark-eyed stranger. With a few glib words, the man forced 12 gold pieces worth $10 each into the carpenter's hands. Then, quick as a wink, he unhooked the halter, bridled the Morgan, and rode off, bareback, into the red ball of the sun. The carpenter, mouth agape, stood all alone on the road, stood holding the gold pieces in one hand and a limp rope in the other.